From Lima, and we're gonna visit the famous Paracas, which has a famous island on which sea lions and penguins and birds and pelicans and cormorants, all sorts of marine animals live. And then we're gonna visit the famous Huacachina Oasis, which is like 4 or 5 hours away south from Lima. And that place became really famous some years ago when people started posting pictures on Instagram from that place, because it's basically like a small oasis city surrounded by sand dunes, really large ones. Yeah, right now that's probably the most popular day trip for Lima, to see the famous oasis in the desert, because I don't know if you noticed, but Lima is basically in a desert island, and the entire coast of Peru and also of Chile is kind of desert. So there's not a lot of things growing naturally, so you have to water everything that's growing here. So basically whenever you see a green area, it's like a rich area. So let's go. The first thing that I have to tell you about this trip is that it's a super long trip. It's like, I think 16, 17, 18 hours long. And it started this morning when we woke up at 4:30, and we got picked up at 5:20, and then on the bus, the final bus to get to Paracas, where we are right now, at 6 in the morning. So that was a long drive, and this is how it went. So this is a part of travel that nobody talks about, when you have to wake up at 4 in the morning for your day trip, and it's 6 and you're still in the city, and you think to yourself, why did they make me wake up so early when probably I could have slept 1 more hour and still be on this bus. But locals are at the gym already. So today is starting. It's a new day today. I guess it's a Wednesday. Welcome to a new day trip from Lima. Today we woke up at 4:30. We had a very early breakfast, and then we waited for a bus for like 1 hour. And then we took the bus from Peru Hop, which was very expensive, and we ended up here in Paracas. As you can see, we are by the sea, waiting to get on board of this lovely boat in which we're gonna get really cramped to go see the islands of Ballestas, where we will see seals and hopefully penguins and other marine creatures and creatures of the sky.
Hopefully not get seasick.
And hopefully today, because it's a new day, we're not gonna get seasick. Well, with this boat, I don't think this boat goes really fast, so I don't think there's going to be an issue with that. We're like 50 people on it, so. But yeah, in case you were wondering what to do here in Peru and around Lima and day trips from Lima, it's mostly about water activities. So this is the boat, and we were rushed in just like kettles.
The funny thing is, her website was initially called The Happy Traveler.
Mine? Are you talking about me? So we we just got off the boat in Paracas. This is the famous thing to do. Even locals do this a lot. They come here, drive here from Lima, from all over Peru, and they come to Paracas to visit their beautiful natural reserve, beautiful islands that are populated by sea lions and even penguins, because there's a certain current that comes from the Antarctica, I think, the Humboldt current, which basically comes here from the south of Chile on the coast up to the north of Peru almost. And then the entire area is basically surrounded by cold water, and I think, up to Galapagos actually, and I think that's why we can now see penguins around here. These are like special kind of penguins. They're like Humboldt penguins, and you can see them here in Paracas and also in the Palomita Islands near Lima as well. If you're, I did a video on that. We did a half-day trip there. You can go see my other video, but that's more about sea lions. Here is more about birds, but basically I think they're quite similar, but don't trust me because I'm not an expert on these natural environments and animals.
How much does it cost?
What I want to point out is that the trip we booked from Get Your Guide was about 120 euros, about that, 130 I think euros, and it includes everything, the transport, the boat ride, everything. But you can do this by yourself. So I just noticed that once you get here, you just come here to the beach, and there's a like this place behind me where you can just buy your ticket when you get here, and you can just get on a boat, and then you'll be guided for there. It's a 2-hour boat ride that gets you up in the ocean, and it costs 5 soles, which is about €1 or $1, a bit more than $1. Yeah. So it was actually really nice. The guide was really nice to us. He was talking in English and in Spanish, explaining all the different spots, the animals, how things got here, like the penguins, and how the weather is like, the climate and everything. So that was really interesting actually. And I really liked it. I liked the fact that they had the sea lions, and they showed us the sea lions and the penguins, but there are not as many sea lions as on the island near Lima, of course. So if you're into sea lions, that's the place you should go. Here there are just a few members of the big sea lion family. Also apparently there are a bunch of different species. So we saw I think 2 different species of sea lions here. And here you also have a nice beach, not like the ones you have in Lima. You have a sandy beach, which is nice for sunbathing, and you can go for a swim. However, the beach is kind of full of seaweed right now, so kind of gross. But I can see people swimming, so that's still cool. Also noticed that there were a lot of crabs, like the red crabs on the rocks on the island. Yeah. And the pelicans. Apparently most of the pelicans they were affected by the aviary flu, the bird flu. Unfortunately, a bunch of them died, especially the older ones are not here anymore. Now most of the pelicans that you're gonna see around, they're
brand new,
younger. After the tour, the boat tour, our dedicated tour guide from Peru Hop, from our excursion, met with us here just in front of the pier, got us to our restaurant. So the thing is that they do offer the option to pre-order your food from the bus. So once you get on the bus in the morning, you can pre-order your lunch food, so you can move and get your food faster. And we met with the guide here. He walked with us to get to the restaurant, and then they serve us the food, and we also had some beer, me and Eddie. So that's why I'm a bit woo right now, because it's super hot and sunny right now. It's burning. That's why I have my skin protector, which I always get with me when I travel to such sunny locations. I have to say that the restaurant wasn't the cheapest one around, but as always, when you go on day trips like this and when they take you to a lunch restaurant, don't expect it to be necessarily the best restaurant. I mean, this one was okay, but the portions were like so-so and the prices were like way above average. However, as a foreigner, you will probably not be so shocked and will be able to afford it. However, it will not be the cheapest options around. So if you don't want to go with their restaurants, don't worry, there are plenty of options around. And by the way, in Peru, during weekdays, most restaurants have a menu, a set menu, which has an entree and a second course, and they're like super cheap, like $5. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And after lunch, they promised us some free time to walk around, but apparently we only have like 10 minutes left. So, yeah, take what you can get. Unfortunately, I really wanted to do this trip and split it in 2 days and rent a car and do it by myself, because this is how I love traveling, doing road trips by myself. But it was kind of hard to rent a car because apparently deposits for foreigners for rentals run up to $2,000, which is insane. And because I already have plans and reserved a car to rent in Cusco, where we're going to go in a couple of days, I didn't want to risk having my deposit blocked for more than a few days because I really want to go in Cusco and do that road trip. So yeah, that's that. However, just want to put this out there. You could definitely do this by yourself. The roads are great from Lima to Paracas. Traffic is not so crazy as it is in north of Lima or in central Lima, and it's totally doable. A lot of tour agencies says you cannot do it, but don't listen to them. They're just trying to make you go with them for the day trip. But for me, if like we are 2 people, the cost of a day trip for 2 people is like way more than the cost of renting a car for 2 days. That's just me. Either way, it's a sunny, beautiful day here in the desert of Peru.
When I think about yesterday, my oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
And we made it to the highlight of this day trip from Lima, which is the Huacachina Oasis. This is a small village in the Inca region in Peru. And guess what? Its most distinctive feature is basically the natural oasis located in the desert, which is one of the few of its kind in the Americas. This oasis provides a stark, beautiful contrast to the surrounding sand dunes, which are among the largest in South America. Huacachina serves as a magnet for adventure seekers, offering activities such as sandboarding, dune buggy rides, allowing visitors to experience the thrill of the desert landscape. This is how Huacachina is advertised, and that's why a lot of people travel from all over the world to this small oasis surrounded by huge sand dunes. Apparently there's also a legend to this place. The story tells of a young princess that was bathing when she was discovered by a hunter. And then in her haste to flee, the pool of water she bathed in became the oasis, and she herself transformed into a mermaid who now resides in the lake. So apparently there is a legend of a mermaid in the lake. But together with the natural beauty, the adventure tourism, the local folklore, all of these things make Huacachina a one-of-a-kind destination in Peru, and that's why all of these people are here. after paying 3.6 soles to enter the dunes. We are in a dune buggy ready to conquer the sand desert empire.
Red.
You're very red, yeah. Okay. No, wait. After a crazy ride on the dunes, Eddie was a bit scared. I was also scared because at some point we were right on top of one and we were going down, and not just down, on the side, and it was looking not great from there. But here we are at this beautiful photo spot where you can see like even some mountains over there, and you can even climb higher. It's a beautiful, beautiful view. What do you say, Edward?
It's a lot of sand.
It's a lot of sand, and you really have to hold on tight and don't have any loose objects like cap or anything. So was it worth it, Eddie, all this trouble for all this super long day trip from Lima just to see the oasis? Not just, it's like, where else are you gonna see an oasis like this? We don't have things like this, places like this in Europe. It's like, come on, it's pretty unique. There are only a few in South America. Did you know that? Only one? This is the only one? And you told me that they keep putting water in the lake. So it's getting drier and drier.
It was exciting.
It was exciting. Look at it. Oh, let me show you the view. Come on. If this view is not worth it, I don't know what is. And you don't even have to walk here. You can take the buggy ride, which, by the way, was included with our day trip. Not all day trips, not all tours include the buggy ride, but only one includes, and this is ours. And I'm gonna put the link to this exact experience, day trip, in the description of this video, because most of the tours only include transport to getting to the oasis, to Huacachina, but then you have to negotiate and find your own and a tour, you know, talk to the driver. But here everything was organized, so I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of comfortable. If you don't know what to do, where to go, somebody will just point you into the right direction, and that's pretty cool. Actually, now we're gonna do some sandboarding. I hear it's a fun activity to do in summer where you don't have snow, and obviously they do not have a lot of snow here because they have a problem, an issue with the water in the oasis. So you just slide on the sand. Yeah, pretty cool. But it does remind you of that movie which Oh, everybody goes on that dune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can tell by the screens.
yeah. You can see the marks of the tires.
I wasn't more scared than you
Wasn't scary?
were. When it went sideways, yes.
It was scary when it was like, eh.
Is that fun?
It tilted
First
a
thought
bit.
was, I'm gonna survive.
You're gonna
But she's dead, because she's on the side.
You thought I was going to die
thought,
because I was
I'm
on
in
the
middle.
side?
I'll just get a bruise tag.
Okay.
But you'll die. That would spoil my trip a little bit, because I ordered food for two at the end of this, and eating 2 casseroles is not easy, let me tell you. But I like the oasis. It looks like what you'd expect an oasis to look like for real. And people come here and throw themselves off the sand dunes. I don't particularly like sand or the sun, but the car ride was fun. We climbed the dune buggy, and I didn't know how to put my seatbelt on. To be honest, I didn't think I would need a seatbelt, but as I'm looking at a car going sideways 100 miles an hour, I can clearly attest to the fact that you do need a seatbelt. Would it kill you? It doesn't really matter because they make you sign waivers before you go inside. So if it does, who cares?
The next activity is sandboarding. I think I already have a bunch of sand in my hand, in my mouth from the buggy, and now the driver of the buggy is teaching us one by one how to do this thing. I mean, I don't know if it looks like it, but it's a really big dune. Like here, we are like on a small mountain, and people are. I cannot see anything. It's like sand everywhere. Oh, children do it as well, so I think it's kind of safe. But also, if anything happens, it's your own responsibility. So, Edward, excited? You gonna do it? Okay, close your mouth. Don't shout.
Your eyes.
And no, don't close your eyes. That's the whole thing. Oh my God! Did you see that guy?
Can I climb back up? Do it
Yeah,
again?
yeah, for sure. But I was hoping you can. Oh. Look at him going. Whoa. It isn't like that bad, but I don't know. It's a lot of sand. I mean, they're like 3 seconds of adrenaline versus 5 hours of sand all over your skin on the ride back home. So, what is it going to be? So it's Eddie's turn. Sorry.
Go there, yeah.
Pero te aseguro que te va a gustar. No te lo pierdas. Ese es lo mejor.
Open your legs. Okay? Let's go. Okay.
Woo! I decided not to do it, and then we drove slowly over here to watch Eddie try this thing again. Okay, let's do it. Will he do it? Yay! Eddie did it! He's such a brave I don't know what the sport is, but yeah, you were so brave. Congrats.
I get to pack my legs. You want to try?
No.
This is small.
Yeah?
Yeah, try it. I'm at a loss for words, especially because I have sand in my teeth, but also because I've climbed the dune 3 times to ride it on a sandboard. It was fun. It was the highlight of the day. But
surfer of the dunes.
yes, I'm like in the movies, only better. Only I can act.
Dune 3, here we come.
Yeah. Dune 3, here we come. Return of the sandworms. In this one, the sandworm eats Paul's leg off, then comes back for the arm. But Paul is brave and he returns to the desert. He loses the other leg. He hobbles on one arm until the sandworm comes and takes his last arm. Paul's left with only a head, a floating head. I'd watch that.
How was the sliding?
It was fun. I mean, the first one on the really tall dune, it felt a little scary at first, but it wasn't really. If you've gone on snow, you know, it was actually really fun. And I've made up for not going with the seals yesterday, but that was because not only was I seasick, but the seals, and they're not seals by the way, they're lions, sea lions. They're lovely, but really dirty creatures, and I wouldn't swim next to them if you'd paid. But I liked it. It's adventure tourism, right?
The sand.
Yes, I like the sand. Yes, but not looking forward to having dinner right now because I'd have it all over myself. My stomach is in knots.
Would you do this every day? The sand activity.
No, I'm good. I do it like once a year. I do it every day. I would go on the sand every day and
You would?
sure.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. Like once a year seems nice enough. Can wait for that short trip back to Lima.
5 hours.
It's almost as much as it took us to get to Peru.
So that was our day trip from Lima to Paracas, where we saw the penguins, and now to Huacachina Oasis, sandboarding on this ocean of sands and dunes. And with the sand buggy, we got really scared. It's like a roller coaster, but the drivers are really good, so everybody's safe. However, it felt like a really intense roller coaster at the time. Now we're watching the sunset. Well, the sun is already setting right on the other side of that dune, but we can still see some light. Enjoying the last rays right now before getting back to the oasis, to the village, and then we will get on the bus for the very long drive back to Lima, which is about 5 hours. And because we woke up so early today, I feel like my head cannot take any more. Like 5 hours seems like a lifetime. So that's the only downside of these really long day trips, is that they start super early and then they end up at midnight or something like that. So my best advice to you would be to just try to sleep like as much as possible before coming on these trips, because it's impossible to sleep on the bus and you have so many different activities. And also Peru, as I mentioned in my other videos, is super sunny. Is that sand? Eddie's playing with sand because he has it all over his legs and skin, and even when I see that car going around the dune, it makes me scared. And I think it's time to go. So now we're going to grab dinner, which we're going to eat in the bus, and then just a long, boring drive back because it's going to be dark, so I have nothing else to show you. So if you watched my video till the end and you enjoyed it, and if you want to do the same, I will just put a link to this activity in my description. It's actually one of the most popular things to do if you're in Peru, in Lima, and I think it's worth it. It was really, really fun. But my only big advice would be to just have a good night rest before this trip, otherwise you're gonna feel a bit dizzy and lightheaded. You have a lot of sun during the day, you get dehydrated, it's all the great stuff, but truly worth it. It was really, really nice. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Bye. Huh? See, see, see. I am devastated. I'm tired. I'm done. The last round was really intense.
Was it like a roller coaster?
It was more intense than most roller coasters. But
It goes on and on.
yeah, like the driver told me that when the car is full, they cannot go slow. They need to go fast. And also they're taking like the most abrupt routes. Oh my God. So if you're afraid of like sudden movements or roller coasters or, you know, anything like that, this is definitely not for you. But it's super exciting. If you ever seen the popular photo from Instagram, at this point I can tell you it's taken from over there, and I can see like 4 people there. Yeah.
That dude.